I'm going to tell you what the 7 leave no trace principles are. What's up, backpackers? I'm Dan, and welcome to Backpacking Adventures, where we talk about backpacking, hiking, and gear. And if you're new to this channel and those interest you, consider subscribing and make sure you click on that bell notification so you don't miss a thing. In this video, we're going to go over the 7 principles of leave no trace. Following the leave no trace principles is important and will minimize your impact and others on the environment. You may be thinking, well, you're just one person and your impact may be small. But in the last several years, backpacking and hiking in general has really picked up. The more people in the woods, even if each one only makes a small impact, that adds up to a pretty big impact. Also, something to go along with these principles, I have another video on just proper trail etiquette that kind of goes with this video. So check that out. Principle number 1, plan ahead and prepare. It is important that you plan ahead and prepare for your trip. It prepares you for leave no trace and lowers your impact on the trail. It helps ensure your safety, as well if you're in a group, the safety of others as well. You will also want to be aware of the rules and regulation of the area you're going to be hiking in. Some won't allow fires. Some may not allow you to camp in certain places, so make sure you follow those rules and regulations. Knowing these rules ahead of time can help you prepare for what's to come. This will also help you pack what you need based on each location. Principle number 2, travel and camp on durable surfaces. Hike only on predefined trails. Don't go off the trail. Going off the trail over time will cause a new trail to form, and this will damage the local vegetation. If you stealth camp, make sure your stealth site you keep it small. Stealth camping is where you don't camp at a predefined campsite. You're basically picking a suitable spot in the woods. In most cases, this isn't prohibited, but make sure you practice leave no trace. If you make a fire ring, make sure you dismantle it and spread the ashes out to put it back the way it was when you found it. If you leave a trace, future campers may think that is an obvious campsite, and they'll reuse it. Over time, the vegetation around that little area will be destroyed because of human impact. Principle number 3, disposing of waste properly. You want to make sure you dispose of your waste properly. This includes food trash, wrappers, cigarettes, and yes, even human waste. Don't burn your trash in the fire ring. Also, don't leave it in the fire ring. Pack it out with you. Don't leave it in the fire pit thinking the next camper will burn it. When you have to go to the bathroom, whether it's number 1 or 2, you want to make sure you're at least 200 feet from the trail, from a campsite, or a water source. For number 2, you're going to want to bury it unless that area has other rules. To do that, you need to dig a hole at least 6 to 8 inches deep and 4 to 6 inches wide. You do your business in the hole, and you bury it. You can use your trekking poles, a tent stake, or even purchase a poop trowel. Principle number 4, leave what you find. When you're in the backcountry, you may come across a rock or something that you want to keep as a souvenir. Don't take anything from the woods. If everyone did it, there would be damaging consequences. So leave what you find. Principle number 5, minimize your campfire impacts. Don't build a raging inferno in the woods. If it gets out of control, it could be devastating for that area. Keep them small and under control, and make sure someone is attending the fire at all times. And when you're finished with the fire, make sure the fire is completely extinguished before you leave. Principle number 6, respect the wildlife. Don't feed the wildlife, and make sure you properly store your food at night so the wildlife can't get at it. They can become dependent on humans for food. In the case of bears, they can start associating food with humans, and that can become a dangerous situation. Don't touch or handle the wildlife. This can cause undue stress to the animal. Admire them from afar. If you take a pet, make sure they're controlled or leashed so they don't chase after the animals. Principle number 7 is be considerate to other visitors. First, don't play loud music. Most people are out there to experience the sight and sounds of nature, not your music, so try to use headphones where you can. When you're on a hill hiking down and someone is coming up, give the right of way to the person coming up the hill. If you're hiking and you come up on a slower hiker, let your presence know from afar so you don't surprise them. If you're hiking slower and someone else comes up behind you, just step aside and let them pass. At a campsite, don't be loud if others are there that aren't necessarily in your group. If you take your dog, keep it under control and on a leash, because not everyone wants to pet or play with your dog. If the dog's unleashed and runs up to somebody, they may not appreciate it. Not everyone likes your dog. What behaviors do you hate that other hikers do on the trail? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and go explore.